You were here. Did it set up a timer? That's funny. Christina, are you still here? I wasn't sure if it showed up or not. You were here at 8:40. Okay. Well, now that we can post links again, because I guess Google crashed and people couldn't post links for a little while. I couldn't. I was on 3 different devices and couldn't see my own links for a day. And I guess moderators couldn't post either. So today, my YouTube appreciation, I'm going to get their link, hold on, and post it in the room, is a wonderful channel. They're just an amazing channel. I come across them. It was about a hoarder house, and they were uncovering stuff, and they do these chronicles. Let's see if it goes in. Yes! Is a Curiosity Incorporated. And even though I like big channels, low channels, I really don't pay attention to the numbers, honestly. I like the people. They have a wonderful following. It's very teaching to people, too. I think when you get at a certain age and you don't know how to control as time goes on. And when he's cleaning up these hoarder houses, he gives great tips. Hey, Arlene. So I just want to recommend them as the personality this week because I really like them. So tonight, I have my other journal. We were going to embellish it, but since Christmas is here, I wanted to add some new things to my postcard one. So for anybody that's new, how are you doing, Arlene? Are you ready for Christmas? So this was a journal that came to me clear from Australia. This is the one that JD made. And when I saw the cover, which just said postcards with this little piece right here that I just pulled off to re-glue this on. I decorated it a little bit, but when I saw it, I knew exactly what I was going to do with it. And one of the things that I love about journaling is that you do find ones that resonate with you and your taste. And this just happened to be one I seen. And I was like, oh my, because I had a bunch of postcards and I could kick myself for not saving all the stamps. I can't tell you how many envelopes I've thrown away and never took the stamps off of them. One of the things I could say I appreciate meeting crafters was learning to love postal codes, like the postmarks on your stamps. I always thought stamps were pretty, but I just never knew what to do with them. I would have had bags of stamps if I would have saved from the get-go. I would have had tons. Things we don't think to save, you know. This should stay on. So anyways, I got a lot of cute stamps, a lot of cute Christmas cards this year, but we'll do a flip through. This was a card that she sent me with a thank you for buying her journal. So hers is first. And she already had this in it. And I stuck that sticker way cool on. This was a postcard from my friend Wendy when I was growing up. Every time she'd go on vacation, she'd send me a card. This was from one of my grandmothers. See the horses? This was clear back in 1981. So, yeah, my love of horses has been my whole life. And these were stamps that I thought were really cute. When I started crafting, I started saving the ones I thought were cute and adding it to it. This also was from Wendy when she went to Tennessee, which I ended up going there later. And these were other stamps, and I tried to go through and make sure I don't have the same stamps more than once. This was from my other grandmother. She went to the World's Fair. This was in Tennessee, too. This was September of 1982. Boy, the 80s was a good year. It really was. I grew up in the 80s. And then there was this postcard that I thought was cute. And then this was from Wendy. And this was Assateague Island. This is when my sister took my daughter to the Assateague Island. And then this was from my sister and her husband. More stamps. This was from my sister and her husband. My sister sent a lot too. My sister and her daughter. And I love this. This was from, this is so cute. I can't help it. This is a dental appointment reminder. But I love it because it's got Snoopy on it. My dentist. So, you know, even your doctors can send you some cute stuff. So here was some Christmas that I had gotten. And here was some more. I love yellow roses. This here was, I think I bought this. No. I'm trying to remember where this card came from. Somebody, I think, bought this for me on vacation because I didn't go to North Carolina yet. And then this one here was from JD. She sent this to me. The one I bought the journal off of. This was from her, from Queensland. This is from a girl, Jennifer. This was like a contest on that one, but it was cute. And then this was another birthday giveaway entry from another person, because I did if you mailed in a postcard, you went into a drawing for a prize. And this was another one. There was 3 of them, 3 entries that came in. This was from a really good friend of mine. I miss her. We were in like a special group that we would do meetings every Wednesday. And then this is from Karen Porter. She shocked me and sent me a surprise. And I think this was really cute. And I thanked her for it too. I really like that. So we're going to continue on this page. And these are just, this says hi and right now. I think these are journaling cards. Not sure who made those particular cards, but they're cute. So then I'm going to add some other cute ones. I have a bunch of them that I cut off the envelopes. I like how they did them this year because they say like happy holidays and such. And they're from everywhere. Pittsburgh, Las Vegas, Charlotte, North Carolina. We have Columbus, Ohio. So this is going to be, I'm going to put it at the top here, 2020. And I'm going to write Christmas. We'll put stamps. And I'm going to glue these in and add these to my book. And I've been trying out this new glue that I had bought from Maddie's sale. So I figured I would give it a whirl and see how I like using it on paper. I've only used it a few times so far because I am really spoiled on my Aleena's tacky glue, but I wanted to see how this would hold up. It's called Multi XL Mono Liquid Glue by Tombow. Something different. I'm into trying different stuff. So we'll decorate this. And I did add one extra thing to this book too. Hey Mel, Merry Christmas. I saw where you posted in the other live about your daughter. That's terrible. What a thing to have to deal with right now. I just got done watching a video that Curiosity Incorporated did 8 months ago that talked about just that very thing. It was just a sad video. It really was about a family member they had that got the virus. It was just really sad. But I really like that channel because, you know, to be honest, with all the clutter and stuff I had, just trying to move the store and swapping around my crafting area with my bookstore, because I'm moving everything in one to the other. It's like such a mess right now. So, when you watch these hoarders, that's what I tell my husband. You think I'm a hoarder? Watch this. You don't have to climb on top of stuff to get into my home. I'm not that bad. I'm a clutterer, not a hoarder. And my husband's mouth was like hanging open looking at the last edition they did. And I love how they do it, because he either buys the house and undoes it, or he buys the hoard to take it out. With this last story that they did, and if you don't know who I'm talking about, it's Curiosity Incorporated. I love that channel. They had went in and bought the hoard. Apparently somebody else owned the house, but they were so overwhelmed with the hoard left behind that they basically are like, you could buy it for this, this amount of money and keep whatever you find, type of deal. So it was really interesting, because even though they kind of skip through a lot of it, you can tell he really works, because it is not easy to unload one of these homes. And he has helpers. Like, there's certain people that like certain things, so they come and help him. And of course, he gives them gifts and stuff. It's really cool, because it's like a family and friends that help each other do this type of work. So one guy, I guess, owns 3 Etsy stores, and he told him he could have all the vintage clothing. And he does mention throughout the videos what the other channels are, what their Etsy stores are and stuff like that. So it's really interesting how they keep it going to where you can go check out the other people. But when they were done, and they're still not finished yet, but the clothes alone in this house, 3 tons. That's no exaggeration. There was 3 tons of clothing in this house that was hoarded. Could you imagine 3 tons? I know what a ton of paper looks like, but I can't even imagine 3 tons of clothes, because I know when they did the Potter house, the clothes were so heavy in the upstairs that it literally cracked the wall, because you can only have even so much weight on a floor in your home. And to literally have to get into some of these rooms and you're like against the ceiling, crawling on stuff, that is like awful. I think my clutter's bad, and then I go watch his videos. I'm thinking, man, I'm clean compared to that. But I can understand how it gets out of hand, because I like how he does it, and then he doesn't put them down. He tries to explain that, at the very end of all the videos he lets you into that person's life as well as they can. Like, he actually knew the Potter and interviewed her himself. But this woman he didn't know, that passed away with this house. But the more he's learning about her in pictures at the end, he will explain who they are and, what brought them to this point. And I know a person offline, in person myself personally, who I can understand this story better than the Potter, because she was an only child. Her husband was an only child. I'm not going to mention any names, but I can explain sometimes how hoarding happens. And she was really close to her grandmother, her mom, and her great aunt. So when I don't know if it was her grandmother. I don't know in order of how each person died. I just know that as her members died, she inherited all their belongings. So she had a double wide in a house that she just stuffed with their things because she loved her family so much. She couldn't part with them. Like, it physically hurts her to think about getting rid of this stuff. So she literally filled up a double wide so full you can't even take a shower in her double wide. It's got stuff even packed in the bathroom. And it got to a point where her husband and her had to take showers at his mother's house because there's no room, literally no room in their house. She does not have mice. She does not have dead animals or anything like that in her hoard. It's all brand new stuff. And then because of the depression of losing these people, because she inherited her mother's stuff, her grandmother's stuff, and her great aunt's stuff, she started depression purchasing. So she ended up, this woman, I'm telling you, if you would walk in her place, you wouldn't believe it. She had every lawn and burger basket. She has enough candles to start her own candle store. And it's all brand new. So they had a person come in to help her clean, to try to help her part with things because, we were trying to help her out saying, well, if you don't want to donate money to like certain charities, because she does have favorite charities and stuff. I'm like, why don't you consider taking some of the stuff that you own and selling it, or donating some of the products into auctions to raise money for charities? So we started to get her to part with some of her items, but it's just not going to happen. And then the sad part was her husband passed away, and that made it 4 times worse. Because that's how she surrounds her self. It's just something in their mind that, it's just things, but they want to hold on to those things because it's so sentimental. They don't want to get rid of it. And I kind of can relate to the story they're working on right now, Incorporated, because that's basically what happened to this family. Part of it. But we'll know more at the end. So I can't wait to see what he has to say about it. But I think it kind of teaches people what to watch out for. Like if you've got loved ones in your family and, people start pass away and then you see them start collecting the items that was left behind, you can kind of relate to it. And it kind of helps you out a little bit, because I know when my grandmother passed away, my dad pushed my mom to get rid of her stuff. And of course, my mom was not happy because it was her mother. But he kept writing her about it because that's what he was afraid was going to happen. And my mom said, later, after going through the grieving process, she says, I'm glad he did. Like, I was mad at him, but then I'm glad he pushed me, because I probably would have hung on to everything, where her clothes were donated to people in the church that could use them. And she says, I would rather see people use this stuff than just to leave it sit. So, it just depends on your mate and how you handle a situation. But it is interesting. It's very educational, not to, to see them clean, but also, to think about things when they talk to you about this kind of stuff, because I honestly think it's awesome. And I guess they've been approached by movie producers and stuff wanting their channel to become like a I don't know, TV show or something, but they don't want to do that because they're in control through YouTube on how they do their videos and they show, which I don't blame them, because he said in one of his talks that they were trying to get rid of hoarding when the person's still alive. And he says, I'm not even going there. And I don't blame him, because it's hurtful trying to get people to do this kind of stuff when they're still living in the home. It's very hurtful. I watched hoarding on Comcast, and you could see the pain in their face. You know what I mean? It's terrible, because there's definitely an underlying condition when somebody does that kind of stuff. But it is interesting. I find it fascinating. I mean, not to bring anybody down or anything, but I find stuff like that fascinating. But anyways, I got another story I got to share. I don't know who's all in here, but I got to share a bizarre story. Okay. For the ones who've been around me, you know that my husband got hurt at his mill. And I forget what the poundage was again. He has to keep reminding me. But he builds shells. He's a welder. And they build basically drums that holds nuclear waste. Well, they're big projects. So he had his fingers cut a while back, and he's doing good. He's in rehab and stuff, and he could still feel the tips of his fingers, which was really a good thing when it happened. But he had broken bones, and so it was terrible. He had to go through surgery, and he's got these bands he's got to wear on his fingers to bend his fingers. Well, he come out the other night. He says, "You're never going to believe this." And I said, "What?" He said, "There was another man at the mill that got hurt by the same design. The design that my husband got hurt, it's a shell design, apparently that's going to be shipped to Spain. And there was a contractor that came in the mill who was doing the job. He got hurt in a totally different way by the same shell design, and it literally chopped those same two fingers off. The tips of the same two fingers that my husband hurt, he lost them completely. This other man." My husband was like, "Oh my gosh." I said, "That shell sounds like it's cursed." But when my husband got hurt, it fell down off of something and caught his fingers, where this guy, they were crating it. And as they were crating it, it swung, and it was 15,000 pounds because it was a completed job. And it literally cut the fingers off. It swung in the crate, and his hand was in the wrong place. And I was like, oh my gosh, I could not even imagine what this poor man went through, because I know what my husband went through. But I couldn't believe it. My husband said that's the same thing I told my boss. He says, it's like that shell, that particular design shell it's like it's a curse. He says, 2 people now. And it was the same 2 fingers. Isn't that weird? Oh my goodness, Arlene. I think a lot of the older people, Arlene, too, was like, my grandmother was the child of the person in the Depression. And she hoarded things. I wouldn't say her whole house was a hoard house. She had like one room that she would literally stuff full. The rest of her house was fine. She did have like a corner of her living room, because I used to stay with her, so I know this. She had a corner of her room piled halfway up the ceiling with newspapers. But her hoarder room, you definitely couldn't move in it. She had a player piano with chipped keys in her living room that she just used as a kind of like a cabinet, because she had knickknacks on it. So that had a purpose. But her hoarder room was so full. When she passed away, that's the one we had to help empty. And it was like she had an old radio that was built into like a wooden cabinet. She had stuff just piled, like boxes of clothes from rummage sales and stuff. And it wasn't a real big room. So hers wasn't as bad. But my dad has that issue with food. He's got like 4 freezers filled with food. And every once in a while, my mom gets on him, because it's nice when somebody in the family doesn't have a job or hurting or something. He's helped even people in their neighborhood. But it's to keep the food moving. That's the problem, because like we went there one day and I told Mom, I said, you really got to get down there and do something about this freezer because there was some meat that was outdated. He had some that was open in the bags and had ice in it. That meat's no good. It needs to be pitched. But as soon as he does, he's got it filled again. He can't stand it. So as far as like, you know, when all this disaster happened with COVID where people were running out of toilet paper, my dad did not have that problem. He's got a whole lineup of cabinetry in his basement, and across the top of it, it's loaded with toilet paper. And I'm talking the huge packs. And when one goes, he replaces it. He's not the type that'll go out and buy it all at once. Like he wasn't one of those. He already had the buildup. But when somebody buys it, it's like he can't stand an empty hole. He fills it right back up again. It's a good thing in some ways, but not so good in some other. And then my mom and him bought a great big shed that's in their backyard. She thought for a minute he was going to make it his man cave and move back there, but I bet you my dad owns like 15 tractors. He's got it all filled with tools and stuff that he's just not even out of the packages. He's definitely a hoarder when it comes to this kind of stuff. He's got a garage. Like there was like a barn when I had my horse. He's got it filled with stuff, and then he's got one of those kind of cedar looking ones that you see filled. So I don't know. He's got some issues with his stuff too, but at least their house isn't like that. Like, you know, they don't have stuff built to, you know, piled to their ceilings and such like that. But he does have my mom was the same way. Like when my great aunt passed away, she was left with her china closet. So she's got her own china closet, my grandmother's china closet, and now my great aunt's china closet. And that's kind of like hoarding because she can't let it go. And my dad, it's funny listening to him. He'll be walking. She said something one day because she's got like tons of knickknacks. I would not want to dust her house right now. But she said something one day about doing something with knickknacks or something, and he goes, "Oh my God!" He whispers behind her all the time, going, "Wish she would just get rid of this shit." You can hear my dad, and I'm thinking, you got room to talk. You have your own little hoard, and you're picking on Mom. But oh my God, they're so funny. But she's got these knickknacks. There was one set of knickknacks I told her I wanted to inherit. Whether she remembers or not, I don't know. But she's got this one set of salt and pepper shakers. And they are so stinking cute. And it's a little old lady and a little old man. And she's got her arms crossed across her stomach. And down her stomach it says, "You and your one more time for old time's sake." And she's pregnant and she's an old lady. I love this salt and pepper shaker. I told her, I said, that's one of the ones I would like. I don't know if I'll get it though, but I just think it's adorable. Because if I do, I'll show you guys one day on here. Because it is hysterical. She's mad. She's got this little gray bun on the top of her head. And he's standing there like he's scared to death. Because they look like they're like in their 80s or 90s and she's pregnant. I don't know. I just think it's cool. I think it's comical. But I don't know. My mom's got some funny stuff. They definitely have a sense of humor when it comes to that kind of stuff. My daughter went through a phase where she collected skunks. Just little stuffed skunks. I told her, I said, if you ever see a real one, please do not hug it and bring it home. Yeah, I had and see, and I do think it's a family thing when it happens like that too, because my dad's sister, one of his sisters, even when she passed away, my uncle said he couldn't believe They found a baby grand piano in their basement. He didn't even know was there because she would hit rummage sales and stuff. But she was helpful to people too. Like if she knew that people were laid off or didn't have jobs, she would bring like food, like crackers. I mean, they were very helpful that way. But he said that their basement was so packed full that she had a piano buried down there and he didn't even know it was there. He said, but there was mold starting underneath on the one wall. Now that's where it doesn't get healthy. But he said she had boxes and boxes of clothes. But it was all things that were necessary. Like she didn't have, for some reason it's clothes and food and stuff like that. Because like I said, my grandmother was the daughter of parents that went through the Depression. So it was like necessities they hoarded. Like I don't think she had pottery and all that kind of stuff. Like it was things that people could use. Not that it makes it any better, but you know what I mean. There's a bunny rabbit. That's a cute stamp. This one's from Missouri, PA, Las Vegas. We have a Pittsburgh and a Columbus. We're going to put another Pittsburgh here. Thought I had one that said Fort Lauderdale, Florida too. But I don't know. Some of these I might put back and put them in a live sale later too. Ones that I'm not going to use because I try not to use the same stamp twice. Sometimes my flags get in there. But I did send some in Happy Mails I think it was to Bonnie. I don't know if I sent any to JD or not, but I know Bonnie I did. I sent her some American stamps. She sent me some Australian stamps. So there's a flag. There's a flag. We have a little stocking with a bear. We have another one with the stocking. These are cute. I love every ones they bring out. Well, thank you. I hope you do too. That one's different. There's a little. This is what I added to it. Looky here, Arlene. Before you leave. Nashville, Tennessee. This here I took washi tape. And this is a flip out of postcards from Nashville. Old ones. This is from back in, I don't know what the date is on this. Let me see. Might not have a date. It says aerial view. But nope. It doesn't say what the dates are on them. You have the Andrew Jackson Monument. Travelers Rest. Dudley Field and Memorial Gymnasium. Vanderbilt University, Nashville, Tennessee. You have the Vanderbilt University, Kirkland Hall. And then here's Nashville Municipal Auditorium. Cute, cute, cute. But nope, no date. So I stuck that in as a flip out because I like Tennessee. My husband wants to go back to Tennessee. So if we do, Arlene, I'll be like, where's Arlene at? We'll have to come and meet you, Arlene. But one of these days. It was fun last time we were there. So I'm going to cover this one. We'll put some of these over music paper. These are fun, though. I like having this little book in collection. Pretty, pretty, pretty. But on a positive note, we're ready to. Grandkids will come in the morning, and we will have or after they have breakfast. And then we'll do an opening. And I'm going to try to get some pictures of them opening their mails. And then we have lunch. We'll have lunch here. This one I got. This one I don't. This one I don't. This one I got. Oh, they sent a lot of the stamps that look alike this year. This looks the same. That one's got a little horsey. Oh, that's so cute. Then we have Ho-Ho. And we got a bird. And these two look alike. And that one. So those are all lookalikes and this one isn't. So we'll put these in. Oops, wrong glue. So we have that. We'll stick this in. I love adding to this book. This is so cool. Then we eat lunch tomorrow, and then we're pretty much done until Christmas Day. And Christmas Day, we do our own thing. We go visit one of the moms, and we used to go visit a bunch of people, but now we're down to just a couple. Okay, then we have, let's do the bird. Do the birdie. This glue here is pretty nice. It's not bad. Doesn't really have a smell to it. It's not obnoxious like some glues, which is nice. I think some glues could be very overpowering to the nostrils. I like Fabri-Tac, but it's one of those glues because of the acetone. Very strong. This here is like a, I don't know. I don't know if it's me or if it almost smells like a green apple. It's got a little bit of a scent to it, but you can barely smell it unless you have the glue against your nose. It does. It almost smells like green apples. So this is my decor this week. Any new stuff happening for anybody else? I like how this is looking. I really, really do. So underneath Santa, we're going to put the little horsey. Almost looks like my horse. It looks like a little bit of Arabian in this horse. Let's flip this over. And then on the next page, we will do this one. I like the inside of this envelope. The blues. This one says Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Oh, and another announcement I have to make too is I might have a guest on my next live sale in February. I don't know how many of you like Scentsy and candles and things like that, but I actually have somebody who sells that might join. But I'll do another reminder later. I got to get her practicing. Well, aren't we just a bundle of fun tonight? Yay, I'm back. Gotta love YouTube. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful world of YouTube. So now I'm back, finally. Let me see here. Alrighty. So that's about all I'm going to do in this particular book tonight. So I'm going to tie this up. What do I want to do next? Let me see here. See what I have laying beside me. Because I feel like I want to do something else. Let me dump this out here. All kinds of junk and goodies. I don't know if I have any Christmas stuff down here or not. But I'm going to look and see. It's kind of pretty. Leave some of these words out. I feel like I want to do something in my glue book today. Not sure what though. I never know what I'll use. Let's pull out some random stuff. And then let's see what I got in my handy dandy box over here. And I keep some scraps in. Some fibers. Oh, there's some flowers. I don't think I have any Christmas stuff in this box. It's been nice to do a little Christmas theme. But I don't think I have anything to do that. see. Maybe we can do something summery. Since it's winter, why not? Pull out some random pictures. That's cute. Let's see what that says. Oh, that's cute. Life is beautiful. Oh, I like those too. Maybe we'll do a garden. Since it's been mostly Christmas kind of stuff, we'll do something different. Well, that's cute. Something random. Oh, there's another stamp. From another time. Look at that. Oh, now we're talking. Bzz. Oh, I like that too. I need to replenish my box down here a little bit. My little box of scrappy junk. Yeah. That's interesting. And I think yeah, that's about it on the scrap. So this is what we have to work with. Let's see what we can make. I'm gonna put these away. Handy dandy envelope. Okay, so what do we want to play with? Oh, let me see. Okay. Let's pick a page. How about a random page? I like random pages. I really like this picture. Okay, down some. A little bit more. And then what's this one? I think this is not the one I'm looking for. This one is. Yep. Around the corners. And just so you know, this is one of the products that Maddie has. I had mine already though. I love this puncher. We are memory keepers. It does 3 different ones. Love it. If you don't know who Maddie is, you go to Spectre Mart. She has this kind of stuff in her store. It's awesome. Okay, so we will put this here. And I like this, how it says Secret Garden. So I'll cut this down some. And I'm going to do the same thing. Oops. Cut the little edges off here. Oh, come on. This paper's like really thin, so sometimes it catches it, sometimes it doesn't. Here, let's just do this. That's cute. Move these pieces of paper out of my way. Get off my finger. Okay. Mel. Sometimes I like go around it and like do a little weave of bumps. I love my glue book though. This glue book's fun. Are you working on anything special tonight? I'm going to take see what this looks like. I love playing with eyelash trim too because it's cute. If I can get it to cooperate. Go the other way. This like is crazy. Let me see what the other side looks like. It looks like it gets smashed in the other direction. It needs ironed. Taking a break tonight, are ya? I'm going to use my Atlantis for this. I need to work on stuff. I haven't been doing any crafting and I miss it. I need to get back into, I got an order I got to finish up for Peggy P. She's going to be coming after me because I didn't get to finish her tags yet. They're just really time consuming. But I'll get there. I love this glue book because I had never done one. I was watching Rosemary. She always praises Rosemary Morris. She loves her glue books. And I thought, you know, I'm going to try one. Because I'm so used to using writing in words that I've never just used pictures to play with. And I'm like really impressed with this. It's different. For sure. I feel like I'm fighting with a cowlick up here. I hide my scissors from myself. Okay, I guess I'll use these ones because I do not know. Oh, I know where they're at. My fabric scissors are upstairs. It'd be so much easier if I had them to cut with Rita, though. We're going to have a little fuzzy secret garden. Literally love this glue. I mean, love it. I feel like it needs brushed. I know, isn't that cute? I love it though. So there's that. And we'll put this down here. I'll use this glue for this. I got a hairy man's arm on one end. That's just so messed up. Look at this side. It's like a guy changing his clothes after work. That's just so wrong. That's what you get when you play with National Geographics. You get all kinds of surprises. People come in here like, what the heck is she doing with that hairy guy? I love doing glue books, though. They are different, for sure. You should see my Christmas one. It's coming along really well. It looks really good. I love it. Then tomorrow I'm going to make it a game. Because I think one year I did oldest to youngest grandchild to open their boxes, their mailboxes. And another year I did youngest to oldest. So I think tomorrow I'm going to do it as a game. And I'm going to put their names and draw them. So it's going to be fun. So I told my daughter that's what I'm going to do. So I call our local grocery store and I put an order in. And why is it that when guys takes the orders, they never do stuff right? I'm serious. And I'm sorry for men out there, but You guys are hopeless. But I put an order in and I told the guy I didn't want to wait till Christmas Eve to come and pick it up. I said, so I want to keep it overnight in the refrigerator because I order a lunch meat tray because they have lunch at my house. So I go in to pick it up. He says, okay. He says around 4:00 tomorrow then, since, it was already the night before. He said they probably wouldn't get started in the morning. You know what I mean? Like you had to give them time. And I'm like, well, I understand that. So he says, come in and pick it up. 4:00. So today after 4, we went, and guess what? They didn't have it made. He says, we're not making it till tomorrow. He says, I thought you said tomorrow. I said, no, I didn't want to come out on Christmas Eve. Oh my goodness. And I said, I hope to God you're not saying 4:00 tomorrow because they'll be gone by then. So now we're taking a chance. I told my husband I should have just canceled it and bought the lunch meat, did it myself. Because they had it out. I just don't understand what the big deal was that they couldn't just get a tray out and just put it on there. Because it's not like you have a crap load of choices. It's only 4 meats and 3 cheeses. It can't take that long to fix. So now I got to wait till tomorrow to go get it. Did you hear the story about the guy with his fingers, Mel? I was so shocked when it happened. I told Scotty. Were you in here when I told the story about the guy with the fingers at my husband's job? Oh my goodness. I got to share it. I told Scotty. She's like, oh my. So the shell that my husband was working on when his fingers got hurt was one going to Spain. And what he does is he welds for a nuclear power plant, and they build the canisters. It's like huge garbage cans, you might as well say, like canisters that holds nuclear waste. I can't really say garbage cans because they're not really garbage cans. It's like he's got to like sign off on x-rays and stuff. I mean, these things are huge, like they're massive. So I can't remember the weight I told you that fell and hurt my husband's fingers. Well, anyways, it fell and landed on his hand is how it happened to my husband. Well, the whole thing was done. The whole drum weighs 15,000 pounds when it's finished. So they had a contractor coming from out of the mill into the mill. As they were putting it in the cart, the crate to pack it, to ship it, he had his hand in the crate, Mel, and it swung. The same 2 fingers that my husband got hurt, this guy lost his. And it's the same shell. Like it's the same design. I told my husband that is so creepy that it happened to a second guy. But he didn't get as lucky as my husband did. He lost the tips of those 2 same fingers. Is that like not weird? I told my husband, this is almost like that's cursed. I know. And I'm like, right before Christmas, this is a poor man. And I told him, I said, it's so weird though, that it's the same design and the same 2 fingers, but it happened 2 different ways. You know what I mean? But isn't that bizarre? That is so bizarre. But I feel sorry for the second man because he didn't even get the choice. Craziness, I tell you, craziness. People get hurt right before Christmas. It's sad. People get hurt, period. It's sad, excuse me, but especially sad when it's before the holidays. I don't know anything about him. Like, I don't know if he's married or anything like that with kids. I mean, it's just horrible, you know? But how weird. So that's what my husband said too. I said, how weird that it was exactly the same 2 fingers. That is so bizarre. Okay, so we're going to put this Wish this wasn't so bent, but I don't want to flip it over. The netting shows too much on that side. This applique's so stinking cute, though. No, I like it there. What else did I have here? We have a secret garden. Let's see here. That's cute. I'm just playing with stuff. Weird things happen for sure. Very, very weird. So let's see. I hear my hubby upstairs walking around. He's cracking my floor. It's so funny. Oh my goodness. Michelle's mom cracked me up today. But she asked what Michael's name was because I think that was her ex-husband's name. That's why she made that comment. She goes, "What's your husband's name? Maybe I'll put him in my book." I said, "Michael." She goes, "I'll pass." Because I do think that was her ex-husband's name. I think that's so funny. Michelle's like, "Mom, I love her mother. She cracks me up. She is so funny. She always calls us her fans." Oh, shoot. I told her I'm her #1 fan. She is a riot. I could only imagine what it's going to be like seeing her books. There's another guy that follows me now on my channel, has been commenting. I didn't know he was an author too. And I went nipping into his channel, Scully's House of Horrors or something like that. And he has 2 books he's written on Amazon. Isn't that cool? And they're like action and suspense. So I'm going to have to check him out. See if he passes my qualifications as a good author. Because he had a lot of good feedback on Amazon too. Where people were saying that they were captured from the beginning. Like he was action-packed in him. So that was good feedback. So I might have to check out one of his books. Yeah, we're going to dress up this caterpillar a little better. I do like them little willy worms. Hey, Texas. Yay. Did everything arrive okay? I had one person who, the one little gift that I added broke. I mean, she didn't care because she really doesn't celebrate Santa anyways. But she said it came broken in her box. And I was like, no, because I tried to stick bubble wrap. I tried to bubble wrap it best I could. Well, I'm glad you love it all. That makes my day. I like happy customers. I know I'm still getting mail in from orders too. It's sad. I am so backed up on box openings. It's sad. I still got some from last year I haven't even posted yet. I've been kind of mixing them up. People are going to be like, I was at that sale and I never saw that, because it's going to be ones from like back in the past. I even still have from Natasha. She hasn't done a live sale in ages. And I have unboxing from her stream to put up yet. But I enjoy it. I enjoy the unboxing videos. I think they're fun. Did it? Aww. Man, that thing must have been really fragile. It must have had pretty fragile glass to it. So that's 2 that broke. There was 4 sent. So we'll see what the other 2 people say too. Because I tried to, if I didn't bubble wrap it, I tried to wrap it in the other, item that came in. But I can't believe they broke. That makes me sad. Apparently I didn't have them wrapped good enough. I thought I did. They were cute too. I don't know who got all their stuff yet, but they were fun to shop for too. That was like a last minute thing. Like I was running around trying to find cute little items. I might have to do this maybe with a glue gun. We'll see. Usually this glue holds pretty good on fabrics and stuff. I've never really tested it on appliques, because usually this is my go-to glue for hot glue guns, so I don't have to use it. Maybe we'll just give it a little bit of chance to dry first. I like that. Secret Garden. Now you make me want to add a willy worm. Mel. I don't have a picture of one. I used to collect the black bodied with the rusty colored ends. That was my favorite willy worm. Every time I'd find one outside the house, I'd stick it in a little container and I'd stick leaves in it. I was one of them type of kids that if I saw a bug, I wouldn't even know if it bit. I would stick it in a bowl, take it in the house, hurry up and grab an encyclopedia that was on my mom's stand. I would look it up, try to find out what it was, and then I would feed it. I know. It does me too. My mom used to think I was crazy because I would have all these bowls lined up. She had when you would walk down the steps into her basement, she had it's the way the house was built. It was almost like there was a shelf on the left side and the right side when you're walking down the basement steps. That's where I'd line up all my little insects. The one thing I haven't seen in a really, really long time is a walking stick. I would have a praying mantis in one bowl. I even caught spiders. I had some spiders too. Me and my husband had a wolf spider once in a jar. Those things are huge, big fuzzy looking things. In our last house, he went to reach underneath the cabinet to pick out a pan. He says, "Oh my gosh, there's a mouse in the cabinet." And I go, "What are you talking about?" He says, I opened it up and I saw glowing eyes glowing back at me. It's got to be something. And I said, "Well, usually mice run though." And this thing didn't move. And here it was a wolf spider. And its eyes will glow in the dark. Really? See, I haven't seen a walking stick in ages up here. We used to see walking sticks all the time out in the woods. I still see praying mantises and stuff, but it's like they let certain insects. I don't know if they do this in every state, Texas, but Viv. But what happened was we had an I forget what it was, an overproduction of, and they let out them stupid earwigs with little pinchers on them. And earwigs were supposed to take care of a particular type of something we had overcrowded, because I never seen an earwig before in my life. And all of a sudden we were polluted with them. Well, the bad thing about the earwigs was they got out of control. And literally, I seen proof of what these things can do. We had a push broom with a hollow stick on it. And my husband about crapped because he went to push that broom and they were like swarmed out of our broom down in our basement. He's like, what the heck? And they're not good for trees. Earwigs are awful when it comes to wood. Well, my mom and dad had a pine tree outside in the yard since we were kids. And it was starting to die and they couldn't figure out why. So they had called a tree specialist in, because we had a lot of trees dying around us for a little while. And my husband's cousin, he does something with trees. Like if you have a sick tree and stuff, I don't know what it's called, but a botanist or something like that, where he'll come out and look at stuff. Well, my mom and dad decided to have the tree cut down because it was dying, and all they were doing was picking up limbs and stuff. Well, when they opened up that pine tree, earwigs flew out of it. Like I don't know if they get into wood and eat it or what they were doing. But we had a bunch of trees dying around us at our old place. So we literally had terminex come in because our house was by the woods, and he could not find any termites in our house, which was a miracle, because that house was like there forever. And it wasn't our houses. Our house we was worried about. He thought because the trees around our house was dying, that maybe termites had gotten into the trees. And so he checked our house when he was down there too. Well, it wasn't termites. He pulled off a piece of the bark on the side of one of the trees that was dying. And I mean, it was loaded with a bunch of different types of bugs, but there was no termites. It had earwigs and it had all these other bugs, but earwigs were terrible. So I don't know if that's what caused the disease to our trees or what. But he came in, and I guess back in the day, he was explaining to us. I said, because I said, this is so weird. Like our house is next to the woods and we don't even have a termite. And he said, well, back in the day, when they built our home, the home we used to live in, the 2x4s were railroad. Let me get it out, Tam. Railroad ties. So our beams were like so strong in that house. He says, but they used to spray all the wood down with some kind of substance back in the day that repelled bugs. So that's why we never had a termite problem or a bug problem living near the woods. I would love to know what these old timers used. I really would. But he said back in the day, they used to do that. Hey, Krista. How are you, sweet lady? Krista has tortured me with these beautiful horse journals she's been making. They're gorgeous. She did a steampunk horse that was amazing. You blew me away with that steampunk horse you did. It was absolutely fantastic. Well, thank you. I'm glad you got to come in to visit. And I hope you have a very Merry Christmas too, Krista. And I can't wait to see her. She's got it's a china closet. I don't know what they call it over there, but over here it's a china closet to me. She took and used napkins And she's redoing the outside of this cabinet. And let me tell you, it is absolutely gorgeous. I would have never thought to use napkins on like a piece of furniture like that. And I know it's a long process, Krista. You told me before, but oh, it's so beautiful. I can't wait to see it finished. She is one busy woman. She's always creating something. You've been working on anything new? But I don't know. I don't like bugs. I fight spiders where I'm at. Aw, well, you're so wonderful, though. Going back and watching your videos, you make the beautifulest stuff. You should be proud. I always love other people's stuff better than mine. I think it's just it's a crafter's curse. Even when I used to do digital, I used to love what everybody else did better than my own stuff. I'm over here playing in a glue book, doing something different. You know what my weakness is journaling cards. Oh, I love journaling cards. They're just so fabulous. I did a swap for the first time in forever. Look how pretty this is. This is what Tina Massey made. We did a swap on a pocket letter, and I really need to do more of these. I enjoyed it. I hadn't done one in a really long time. And this is the one she made. She goes by Tina's Crafty Life. And this was the other side. She did a double-sided way, and I only did one side. I put in hers, I had a bunch of little ornaments, Christmas ornaments, and I stuck them down in her pocket. But I love how she did that. Listen to the jingle. Love the bells. Pocket letters are fun. I took and I bought baseball sleeves, and you can get them on Amazon. And this is another reason why we love playing cards, because you can take and, your regular playing card fits into one of these pockets, or you can cut your own size. So I had a bunch of cardstock that I had cut up, and I just made them a little smaller. And then I designed hers and mailed hers to her. And I have another one upstairs that Millie made me, and it was all mermaids. But my goal is to fill up at least one Krista. That's so cute. I'd like to have one binder filled with pocket letters from other people. And what's cool is you can send like tea bags. You could send like little keychains. You can put anything that would fit in a pocket. You can send in your pocket letter. But she did a really good job. I really love this. So I have this one to add, and I have Millie's to add yet to my other one. You know what I did? I'll share a funny college story with you. We had a teacher for social science. This is funny. He said, I want you to take a size by size piece of paper. You'll get to the size in a second. He says, I want you to draw a timeline in your life. He says, you don't have to be like specific on dates, but do like how life's up and downs. He says, when you go up, put something that made you happy. When you go down, put something that made you sad. Just how you felt. So like I had my timeline drawn. Like I had an up for, something good that happened. I had a down for like when my dog died, and you kind of try to guess maybe like around the year. So I turned it in and it was only this big. It was like probably the size of 2 note cards. Wait till you hear what I did, Krista. Talking about sizes. This is why I don't like to measure. It was probably about this size. Like 2 of these on top of each other. And my teacher looked at me. He says, Tammy, he says, what did you do? And I said, well, you told me it had to be a specific size. And he says, the size I gave you was for a regular piece of paper. I had my ruler turned around and I measured in millimeters instead of inches. And oh my gosh, did we bust out laughing. I mean, my friend in class, she was rolling at me. She says, you did not. I said, yes, I did. We were rolling. I told him, I said, why didn't you just say? I said, why didn't you just say to pull out a regular size piece of paper? Why did you give measurements? Because I didn't pay attention on looking at the size of paper. Oh my God, it was so funny. We had a good laugh that day. So it happens. But I love it. I love it when we share funny stuff. I think that's hysterical. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. But stuff happens. So that was one of the funny things I did when I was in college. It was comical. I have my moments. Fun stuff. So anyways, on this one, I think what I'm going to do is pop a ball pen in because I love doing this too. I think these are fun. I love these pens. These things are like the best creation. I don't know why. I find the littlest things entertaining. So I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to pick out a charm. Hopefully something garden related. I have so many charms. It's crazy, but I love them. Here's a leaf. Yay! So I'm going to take and poke this through. These charms are such fun. I'm going to poke it through the corner. Bring it up through. Hopefully it'll close. Maybe, maybe not. There we go. And now we have a little leaf hanging here. So there we go. We have a secret garden page. I think this is cute. This was off of a necklace I just got. It says especially for you. Let's see if I can restick this. Because I kind of want this on the page too. Love sunflowers. My whole list is like unreal. I love horses. I love sunflowers. I love yellow roses. I love butterflies, especially the blue monarch. So put this down here. And look how cute that is. I love it. I gotta cut this off though because it's covering the other piece. This is so cute. Then we shall go over here and cut this piece off because I want it to stay on the page. Yes, people were telling me about how they felt scammed buying stuff on Facebook. Thank you. There you go. Secret garden. I know, I love that word too. So they were telling me about how they were buying stuff off of Facebook and their stuff was like scammy looking. Like they would get tiny stuff in and this and that. So I saw this advertisement one day and I thought, I don't mind having like a mystery box type of thing. I want to see what if I get scammed, no big deal. They sell boxes on eBay for like mystery boxes and people take chances on them all the time. Somebody bought one time and it was filled with dirty clothes and dust. So you never know what you're going to get. So I decided to do it and I was really impressed because there was even a bad feedback on the particular site that I got this from. But this is what I ended up with. Check this out. I love this. It's a rose gold and it's a sun. And when it opens up, it says, "You are my sunshine." So if this is what scams are like, I'll take it because I think this is absolutely adorable. So I guess I got lucky and I got one of the good items because I think this is really cute. But it took a little bit and I went and looked it up and the feedback on the particular place I got this from, they said they were scams. I said, well, I got mine. Thank you. I love this. I would. Well, hello. Uh-oh. Guess who invaded us? We have Stephen and Angelo, my grandsons. Are you ready for tomorrow? Angela is coming to my house. Stephen, are you coming? I got your gifts. Woohoo. Nana gets to tease you. But yeah, I really like that. I really like that. I love rose gold. I think rose gold's really pretty. The only thing with me though is chains. When you go out to like your basic jewelry store here, the chains are like anywhere from 18 to 20 inches long. Sometimes you might get lucky. I like 22 and longer. That's the only thing I have a problem with. Like this hangs down a little bit on me, but I like it to hang down to like almost the beginning where my bra is. I do like the longer necklaces and this chain's a little too short. But I do have another one this will fit on. But I really like this chain though. It's just too bad it's not longer. I can wear it like this if I'm wearing a shorter one, but I really like the charm. Ah, so you coming to spy on Nana? Pappy's upstairs. He's off tonight. You'll have to let me know when you're coming. I still have your Halloween candy, Steven. You never even come to get your Halloween candy yet. Krista. I did. I paid for a secret box off of overstock.com or something like that. And it was a box. It ended up being a box full of makeup. I actually liked it. It was all brand new stuff. I'll take a chance. I think it's funny just to see what you end up with. Wouldn't it be cool if you ended up with like someone's diary? They had diaries on this one auction site, but man, it got way too expensive for me. But somebody kept diaries in like the 1950s. There was like 5 of them. And it come up on this one auction site online. And I was like, oh, but I didn't get it. Isn't it cute? I like this. I think this is cute. And that's another thing. When you go watch Curiosity Incorporated and you see the hoarder houses, oh my word. It's unreal. If you get the chance, go in and check out the latest story on this channel. This is my YouTube personality appreciation for the evening. And take some time and just watch. You would not believe the stuff this woman had in her house. He just bought a hoarder lot. She had so many patterns, you would not believe it. Yep. I was in Viv's last sale, and she had some really cute items in jewelry, people, and really reasonable prices too. But I think he's on number 9, part 9. But if you don't watch Curiosity Incorporated, you are missing a wonderful channel. But like I always say, I don't force people to join. Just go check him out yourself. Amazing. Just amazing. He shows the paper ephemera, and I'm like, ah, too bad you live in Canada. But the stuff that's going up for auction will be on a site through Canada. He tells you, and it is just, it's unreal. It is unbelievable the stuff that he finds in this house. This woman had tools and baby dolls but the patterns, if you ladies would see the patterns that we see people use in the crafting community, she had a lot. And they removed 3 tons, people, not pounds, tons of vintage clothing out of this hoarding house. I just love watching them. It's just, it's almost like watching a show. And of course, they skip a lot, of cleaning, because I'm sure it's a lot worse than what they show. But, oh, I look at the vintage, I look at all the papers and the drawers, and I'm like, gimme, 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 gimme. Because they don't care about receipts and cards and, oh, it's amazing. It is. Yes, Krista, 3 tons of clothes. And the guy that got the vintage clothes was someone who helped him clean out the house, and he owns 3 Etsy shops. So the clothes are literally displayed it will be displayed in an Etsy store, because he cleans them and he does all kinds of stuff. But and he mentions throughout the videos, like, the names of the stores and stuff, but I can't remember what they are off the top of my head. Just to go see. I would love to see what this guy makes off of all these clothes. It's unreal. She had go-go boots. Just looking at her fashion was unbelievable. But she did have them labeled in boxes. And she would, as I told my husband, I tell him all the time, I said, you gripe about my crafting supplies. I said, let me tell you what, you couldn't keep up with me if I was also a fashionista. This woman had boxes where her shoes, her purses, and her clothes matched. There's Angelo. There's my other grandson. How are you doing? You and Steven playing video games? Are you sneaking on YouTube? Well, good. What game are you playing? These are my 2 oldest grandbabies in here. 2 out of 6. We got Angelo and Steven in here. Then I have the twin granddaughters, and I have a Kylie that's my youngest granddaughter. And poor Angelo, he's the brother to all these little girls. Oh, I bet. I can't wait for you all to get here. You're playing Fortnite? That's popular. It's a popular game. Is Steven get to come with you, or are you both on? Are you staying together tonight, or on different computers? Well, thank you, Viv. You have a Merry Christmas too. Hold on a minute. Let me get Pap in here. So he can talk to you boys. Pappy got his Christmas presents already. Yes, my friend Krista's from Australia, Ange and Steven. Happy got new boots. He got new socks. He got a new t-shirt. He got new thermals. I always let my husband pick out what he wants. That way I know he's happy with what he got. Yeah. He got all his Christmas presents already. I got him a shirt. It says Roni Boss's daddy, or Roni's daddy's boss, something like that. Because you know how Roni is. She bosses her your pap. Puppy. She's the puppy boss. All right, Krista. Let me see what he's doing. Hold on a minute. There he is. There he is. There's Pappy. We're having a family reunion. I bet you kids are all ready for Christmas. It's exciting, isn't it? It's awesome, though. So here is my page. You think I should add anything more to it? Well, thank you. I took in Pappy's like one of the boys, Ange. Now they're all going to discuss games. Steven's in here too. Steven, where are you? You like it? Thank you. So this is my glue book, and this is what I've done in it so far. I did this page, and then I did one for my birthday last year, and then I did this page. Just random glues. And then this here was cool. I had an eBay seller that sent me a picture of a horse. They drew it and sent it with an order. So I turned that into the eBay seller page. And then we have one here that looks like fall. And then here is the footprints. I found this ribbon in an old book that came in my bookstore, so I stuck it in here as a pocket. Then I have a coloring page. And then this here was Halloween. And then I did Secret Garden today. And then here was a faith page. And I believe all these are empty. And this was a a book that I upcycled and I put signatures in. I sewed the pages in, and this paper came from the Dollar Tree. He's calling you Mick, Mike. There's Steven. He's the cool kid. He's telling you get Mick. Is that your nickname for Pappy? You call him Mick instead of Mike? Mel, do you think anything else needs added? Where'd Mel go? Did she leave me? Think I should leave it as is? Just leave it like it looks? Yeah. Think I should leave it like it looks? Leave it? Okay. I'll leave it. I like it. It looks good. And the only other thing I had to do was eventually I want to embellish this book a little bit. And I think that's about it. When I finally finished this one last Wednesday. And I need some like brads in that. I think to decorate this up a little bit. Did you see this book, Ange? This was a book that took National Geographics. And I turned it into a journal. And all the area here is coffee dyed paper you can write on. There's been washi tape and there's different animals. And I made pockets where you could hide stuff. So this book finally got finished. I'm really happy with how this turned out. And I always have an animal peeking out the side. This one's blindfolded. And here's a pocket going down to from the top. You got to tear out so many pages to make this happen. And this is what Nana likes to do online. Is her crafty stuff. This is why I have all that clutter that Pappy yells at me about. And this is what it makes. Cute stuff. Look at this little bear. I love my little animals in my pockets. I think they're cute. But that's all this needs is embellished and it's done. I don't know if I'm going to put any other pockets in it or not. Like tag pockets. And I love this deer picture. Thank you. You like lions, huh? And then this one here is the back. I finally finished it. I know, I enjoy doing this book. This is Nana's happy place. This is the favorite type of journal I love to make. Fun stuff. I need to get some more of these baskets so I can keep sorting crafts into them. Let me go check out my brad selection. Wednesday nights. I usually do them Wednesday nights. It's starting at 9:00 p.m. And then the second Tuesday of every month, I do a sale. And I start it at 5 p.m. But that's sale night. I'm going to get my Brad basket. I will be right back. These are the Brads I have. I do believe Maddie had these in a sale once. She had these ones. This, or no, this came from Curly. These were from Maddie. And Maddie had a whole bunch that she sold. Look at this. She had a whole bunch of embellishments and brads and things that she sold in a live sale on her channel. This has buttons and a mixture with the containers, which was really nice. And then this was a while ago. And this was, I think, St. Patrick's Day stuff. Hey, Metro. So there was a nice variety. And she sold these as an entire case. And I thought, that is like so cool. So yeah, I'm going to have fun playing with these tonight. There's some shiny ones. There's some plain ones. There's some jewels in here. Yeah, I met a lot of cool people in here that does crafty stuff. Yeah, these brads are nice. I love the prices in them too. But look at these ones. These new ones are really pretty. They got like a glitter and a chair. And I think there was something in Tim Holtz I found one time that was a glitter. They were glitter hearts, something like this. I have somewhere around here too. I just got to get my collection together. All right, Itch. Thanks, Metro. Metro, meet my grandson, Angelo, my grandson, Steven, and my husband. We're having a family reunion. Welcome back, Ange. We're having a family reunion tonight in the live stream. So let's see what I want to pick here. Get back here. I know my grandson's like playing games too. So let's see. So this one, I know. It's like craziness. Steven, is your school still on lockdown? I know they were on lockdown for a while. This one's pretty. Look how pretty that is. Um, that's what I thought, Stephen. Oh, well, that's sweet, Metro. I've been doing well. Thank you, thank you. I hope you're doing well. You ready for Christmas? Yeah, we're supposed to get snow again. It's supposed to be following the rain, and we're supposed to get snow for tomorrow to make it look like Christmas. Whether it happens or not, I have no clue. I did order muslin. Mel, I did get muslin in, but I haven't opened it yet. I wanted to get some material and to work on some stuff. So I'm just going to stick brads in random places. And I might add something later, but I like that brad. That's a shiny brad. Well, thank you. My oldest grandson's Angelo. The one that's under Cool Kid, that's my next grandson. And then, of course, Mike's my husband. Angela, what are you doing? Are you stuck on the H? You're spamming my chat room. No, don't spam. Angelo. You better be good. Pappy's going to take your presents away. So anyways. Ange, quit it. Don't spam the room. Spamming the room does not help me on YouTube. How does felt hold up? Oh, that's great, Metra. That's awesome. Michael, we have some rotten grandsons. Me too. I'm done with everything except for just a few last minute things tomorrow. I don't know if felt holds up in journaling or not. I'm not sure. Wish I had some brown buttons. Yes. Those are very nice. You know, I used to walk through a friend of mine when she lived close. We'd take a walk through town and admire a lot of the Christmas lights and stuff. And then she moved away and we didn't do it anymore. And I really miss that. It was nice. All right, Ange. Rotten kids. So here is that's kind of neat looking. And then take and put, those are a little too light. How about That'll look kind of cute. Well, you are being rotten. Spamming chat rooms, being rotten. We block people that do that kind of stuff. Stop. I don't want to have to block you two. Quit. Hold on. You guys got to stop. Now, I told you guys to quit spamming. You cannot do that in streams. So now you can sit in the corner for 300 minutes with your dunce caps on. Rotten kids. So anyways, I'm going to put this in here. Through this little flower hole to decorate the flower. And then I'm going to put this in here like this. And then we'll spread this out in the pocket. It's one thing I love about Brad's. Hold on a minute. Good. That's good, though. It's good to have friends like that. That's good. That is great to hear. Friends should always boost each other, you know? What do you mean you just got eaten? What are you talking about, Mike? Hold on, I gotta pull this off. I can't see inside the pocket. Who ate you, Mike? There we go. So I spread that open inside the pocket. So we have a little embellishment there. This here, I don't know what to do with this one. There's little flowers in this one too, huh? We could put... Michael, what are you talking about? I have a weird family, if you hadn't noticed. Why is it the family likes to pick on your streams? Yeah, I know, Metro. They're kids. That's why I don't have kids required for my streams. Oh, there's 2 on here, so I'll take one off. We'll put this one here. Try to squeeze this back together. Poke it through the flower hole without trying to rip it. That's kind of cute too. Put this in. This here. There. And we'll spread this out. That looks good. I like that. This is turning out really cute with these brads. So we do this one. And then that one. Here's one. What can we do here? Oh, I really like these flowers. This is really cute. So, no. It's too late. Let's do a dark brown. Really, TM? And I dropped it. But I found it. Okay. That one's being stubborn. Okay, there we go. Put this one here. This is definitely different. And then we'll spread this one out. But I'm going to have to look again in the pocket. I'm going to end up making a mess. Pour it all over. Let's see here. There. There. I have to pull the book to me because I can't split it. And we'll skip through here. And then we'll do this one. That is so sweet. Thank you, Metro. I love your drawings. You do the cutest drawings on your channel. I bet. Did you post it on Twitter? We'll put a little fall one up on this one. Let's do this. All right, thanks, Ange. And then we'll put this one right here. I said thanks, Ange. Can't you hear me? This one does not want to go through, so let me try something. We'll use this awl to poke the hole since this one's being stubborn. Well, there's a YouTube lag in, so sometimes that happens. You're respectable too, Metro, so thank you. Subscribed. Thanks, Ange. Alrighty, so that goes in there like that. And then we will scooch along. I do like that lion too. It's pretty. I'm not going to put a Brett on that one. And then this one could use a cute one too. Ooh, I might be able to finally add a blue one. Yay. Let's do... That looks pretty. And we'll do this sparkly one. So we'll put this here. And then punch a hole right here. I guess I could have been using the awl the whole time. We'll put it in the hole. Thank you so much, Sonic. Thank you, and have a Merry Christmas. I hope you and your family have a wonderful Christmas. So we have that one. Sonic's a good example to live by. He sets a good example. And I think that's it. Whoever's under I'm not stupid, you done spelled stupid wrong. It's S-T-U-P-I-D. And that better not be Steven. Hey, Allie. How are you doing tonight? My grandson is in here being bad. At least one apologized so far, but I think the other one's spamming me in a different ID. I know it's Steven. Steven, stop it. Learn to show some respect. Oh, I know. They're bad. That's okay. I'll be hiding some of his Christmas presents. Nana's got the power. So anyways, I worked in my stamp book. I did a page in my glue book. And then this. I'm going to be breaking out my granny paddle. So I added some really cute brads. I had gotten these off of one of Maddie's sales. It's a couple plastic containers she sold filled with brads and stuff a while ago. See, I'm moving my crafts down here, Allie. I'm finding stuff I forgot I had. You slept and slept and slept. Oh my goodness, you sound like me yesterday. I woke up with a horrible migraine yesterday. And I pushed myself till wee hours in the morning trying to get some stuff done. I mean, I did not go to bed like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was getting nauseous. You know how you get nauseous when you push yourself? I was up too long. So I passed out, excuse me, and then I woke up. I think it was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was hurting. My head hurt, and I was so tired. And I fell back asleep for another hour. I swear my dog was doing the pee-pee dance. My husband took her out before he went to work. And when I got up, I mean, she just made it off the pavement and peed. She had to go really bad, Alec, because I slept all day. And I pushed myself to get up because I knew she would have to go to the bathroom because she usually goes for me around, because I opened up the store and she would go for me around 5. So I was close. So I took brads and I pushed it through these petals, and I decorated the journal that I finished. So this is my altered journal in its finished form. So I just went through and embellished it in a few places. I embellished it here just to give it a little pizzazz. My hubby's in here too, Allie. That's Mike. And then this. I got 2 grandsons in here and my husband. Break out that paddle. They all need it. And then here's the other. And I think this looks good so far. And then here's a pretty blue with white for the penguin. Get him out. And that's it. I think this is turning out really cute. I want to put a word on here. I'm just not sure what yet. I cannot make up my mind. Something. Thanks, Mel. So I think this is good. Mousy! Oh, no. What do I record on? You mean, what am I talking on, Angelo? I thought you were talking to your pap. This isn't a record. It's a cam. I went and bought a Logitech, and I plug it into my laptop, and I have it on an arm, and it's pointing down. It's an arm you buy on Amazon. Let me see if I can show you what it looks like. Hold on. You guys are about to see some messy stuff, so close your eyes. Yeah, hold on. I'll show you. If I take my cam, it's on a clip. It's almost like a hair clip. Okay. No, I did not put these red walls in here. They were here when I moved in. This is the arm. I have a table. I went to Lowe's and got a table because I happen to not like desks. when I'm doing my computers and stuff, like my computer room upstairs, it's the same table. You get these over at Lowe's and it fits everything. Like this is how, ready to see my artistic mess right now? This is a stand I found at the estate sale, that blue thing. This is my mess in here right now because I'm moving everything down here. Those are all my boxes you have to unpack. There are my bookshelves. I'm starting to get crafting supplies on. And there's the horse picture that I got at the antique mall. It's a painting. It's absolutely gorgeous. And that's what I look up at. And this is my little desk with all my clutter. And I want to put another table in down here to organize better. Like I want to have a place to do my scales and everything when I go to weigh for after my sales and stuff. But this is my clutter area for the time being. It's like I want everything close to me, but I want it better organized. This is my bookstore, Allison. Okay, this is, look. See back in this corner? We had a leak in our garage. So I had to pull all my books forward so that they didn't get mold. This is where you actually come into my bookstore. If you would have seen online on Google, they have a tour when it was actually cleaned. This is the desk that I sit at, and I would clean the books up and go through all the books and categorize them into genres. Then I have totes in the back room that I would separate. So this is all the books I have left. This is just a portion. All those boxes in that outer room right there are piled on top of each other. I could do books for a year. Literally. That whole room in there is filled with them. I got tons of books. So in the meantime, my bookstore, aka, this is also an apartment size. My daughter actually lived here for a time period. It has a bathroom down here. It has a washer and dryer hookup. It has a refrigerator in the other room where you saw the books, and it also has an oven. I could have a total apartment down here. So I turned this into my bookstore. And when COVID hit, of course, I can't open. So I had to rethink how I was going to do everything. This is because my live sales haven't been going on that long on YouTube. So that's something new for me. So I figured if I could do it that way and then do videos of my books, then I could try to get rid of them there. And then after I do the video for YouTube on the books, so that, that they're all for sale, the books of the day, I post them in the Facebook Marketplace. Sometimes I sell books there, sometimes I don't. But that's why I give it a whole entire month. This is what I've been doing to organize. Excuse me. I do a whole month of videos. Like last month, it was all Work Basket magazines. If people were interested, they let me know. If they're not, that's fine. So the whole entire month, I leave the same books, that I put up for sale till the very end. Then at the end of the month, I go back through all the books I just showed for the month and I reorganize. Some go out the door to be donated. Some go into our community yard sale in June. And some that I feel that could possibly become a junk journal, I have a plastic container that I keep them in upstairs in our upper garage for now. And I haven't even filled one yet because I've been getting rid of a lot. Like they've been going, like literally the majority are being donated, but my daughter also goes through and she picks out books that she might want, like here and there, and they just go. And that's what I've been trying to do to empty my bookstore, because I'm trying to convert my bookstore into my craft store. So right now, like my YouTube is going to be taking a big change. All of my videos are about the books I'm selling, pretty much, except for my Sunny Fun Time mails, something else, because I like to change it. So now, once the bookstore gets emptied, like I emptied a whole entire shelf and then I filled it with crafting stuff. Like as literally as I'm moving my books out, all my crafting stuff I have upstairs, clutter in my house is coming down here. So this whole this is all going to be turned into a crafting area eventually. But I want to get another table down here like this so that I can get it better organized. Right now I have my card holders. That's why I did the cards the one time we were all in here, Allie, because I had 6 cards holders. I sold 3 of them so far in the marketplace when I emptied all my cards with you and Sweden here that night. So I downsized that. I sold 3 of those, and where the card holders were, I want to set up a table down here, and I want to have my weighing station there for my sales. And then the other part of it, I would like to have my big shot down here eventually. It's just hard for me because I like to do my big shot dies when I'm watching TV. So I might leave maybe that part upstairs, but then I can bring everything else down here. So I've been getting like little containers like this here and there. And like these are all envelopes that ended up being glued together, because you know how that happens. I'm going to turn these into tucks. And I'm trying to organize. I love these starlet bins. I did try to get Dollar Tree bins, but the bad thing, I put stamps in one and I went to pick it up and it busted. So they're not strong enough. So I went back out and, because I only bought a couple, but I really like these ones. They're called Starlet or something. You get these at the Dollar General. So I bought these and I've been taking a little bit here and there. And as I empty my bookshelves, I'll put my organizing in here, and then these will slide right onto my bookshelves. So it'll get there. Once I get all of this cleaned up, as I get the books out of here, I will do a tour. I want to do a tour of my crafting area once it's cleaned up, but it's going to be a little while because I got a lot of books to get rid of. But I can't save them all. You know, I just had to realize that was the whole point why I opened my store in the first place, is people were throwing away books and I was trying to find homes for them, but I just didn't realize a lot of people don't read anymore. And I know, like, I've read 1 book this year. After reading social media and watching YouTube and trying to keep up with videos, I just don't even have time anymore. I have to sit down and make myself read a book. So I totally get why people don't read as much. And I just can't save all the books. You know, it's just impossible. So I'm going to, even Curiosity Incorporated talked about, he wrote a book. He said, really, the author doesn't make much anymore. He said it's sad, but the publishers make more money than the writers do. He wrote 1 book and he quit because he said it was horrible in cost, which I believe it, because I had an author come in here once and he has Amazon make his books as people put an order in, but you have to have so many produced first, like, you know, done, and he couldn't sell them. He had a whole pile of books and he was trying to sucker me into buying them. I said, listen, dude, I can do it on commission, but I am not paying for someone's books that may not sell, because I'm not a brand new bookseller. I'm a used bookstore. So that's how I get away with selling my books cheaper. But I do have tons of magazines left. I have tons of books left. A lot. And the sad part is a lot of books that I have here, yeah, they're very pricey on eBay. Like a lot of books I have that I have come across, they'll have them for $40, $50 on eBay, but that doesn't mean that that person sells them for that much. I think on a computer, it's not on my phone, but I think on a computer, there's a tab that it shows that you can't see on your phone on eBay what things have sold for. That's what you want to look at, not at what the price is. So, to be honest, some things I've picked and paid for, especially the children's book. Like if I had a genre that was lacking, I paid for those books. But a lot of the books that I had were donated. So that's how I can get away with selling them for $2 and $1 because I didn't pay for them. So no matter what I sell out of my store right now, I'm making a profit. But there were some books I had to put in because, like, my children's were selling out like crazy because I have a lot of moms coming in, and I kept my books so cheap that I would go out thrifting just to find children's books so that people could have them cheap. And I don't up my price that much. Like, I might make a quarter more, you know what I mean? But I just wanted the community to have something at a reasonable price, because if you look at, like, you know, how can I put it? I had a lady come in to our community yard sale, and I had magazines for 20 cents a piece. She looked at me and she says, "Oh my gosh, your prices are so reasonable because this lady up the road wanted $1." I said, "But listen, did she pay for hers?" I said, "Do you realize how much a magazine costs now? A magazine's price range is what a softback book used to cost. So if she's charging you $1 and she done paid 6, you're still getting a deal. I'm only selling them for 20 cents because I didn't pay for them. If I paid for them, trust me, my prices would be higher." So it's, it's all about how you get them and where you live. That's why I said, when people are complaining about, well, this person charges this on their sale and blah blah, you cannot go by that, because there is a thrift store that sells hardback Reader's Digest, for instance. We can find them here for $1 a piece. Some people think it's crazy when people charge $3, but you have to understand what are they paying for them. I bought all the Reader's Digest that I have. I didn't have those donated. I bought them, and the ones that I had in previous sales, I paid $1 a piece for them. So of course I got to make a profit. But I think there was, no, I take that back. I think there was one box that somebody did donate, but I didn't sell those ones. Those ones I kept because I picked through and they had the designs on the covers. But I had solids and then I had the design ones. But all I know is all my bought ones are mixed in now. Because I have the Danielle Steele collection from the time I was 15 years old. Those books were not free. There was a guy I dated. He sent a $150 check into the publishing place that publishes Danielle Steele books and bought $150 worth of her books for me, all in hardbacks in a box. So all the books I have, I didn't get those free. You know what I mean? I don't even know how to charge for books anymore, because the person that wrote the Outlander series, her name is Diana, I think Diana Gabaldon. I don't know how to say her last name. The Outlander series on Netflix is based on her books. Her books are not cheap. Her books, brand new, come out to be like $21 to $23 a piece. But we're having such an overproduction in books. This is what I noticed. That I saw her book online coming out, a newer one published. They wanted $22 for it. I walked in Ollie's and they were $3.99. Because Ollie's here is like an overstock place. Like if they run, if they're producing so much of something and they're not selling, they automatically go into Ollie's. I told my husband, it blew my mind to walk into Ollie's and see a book she just released online, and it's selling for $22, and I see it for $3.99 in here. Well, what price are you going to pay? You know what I'm saying? I would pay the $3.99 before I would pay this 20-something dollars. So to me, yeah, that's what kills me. It's like we are having such an overproduction in books. Allison, they can't get rid of them. I have been to a bookstore not far from where I live, And I was talking to the owner of that store. I said, "Are you having problems selling books?" And they told me they're running into the same problem I'm running into. They had to turn away people dropping off books because they ran out of room. That's what happened to me. And she said it's horrible because there was a lot of books and they can't find homes for them. That's why these books are landing in the landfill. I'm telling you, because they're being overproduced. So then I went into a thrift store, okay, when I was donating my books at the end of the month 2 months ago. I went into St. Paul, where it's St. Paul, St. Devin's Paul, I don't know, whatever the name is. It's a thrift store that we have here. They told me they couldn't take any more books because they had a building full. So then I stopped at the Salvation Army, and they turned me away in one town because they were so packed full of books they had no room. So then I had to go to a Goodwill. This is how long it took me to get rid of my last set of books. I had a whole back end of my vehicle full, and 2 places so far wouldn't take them. I told my husband, "What are we going to do if we can't find anybody that's going to take these books?" So we went to a Goodwill and they took them. And then there's another Salvation Army that'll take them. But then once a year, the Salvation Army totally clears everything out. I didn't know if they donate them or if they recycle them. That's why I kept calling all these places and say, "Hey, I'm not going to drop my books off here unless you recycle. I just don't want the books to end up in a landfill." No, that's what's happening, Allison. And I had people because they found out I was a bookstore once my name got out there. This is awful. I would literally get phone calls for people, especially in the summer, when people were having yard sales and community yard sales, they're dumping all their stuff at me. I had books in the back of my house. I had books on my front porch. People were just dropping books off and not telling me till after they were dropped off. Then they would call me. And then it started getting to a point where they're dropping off VHS tapes. They're dropping off cassette tapes. They're dropping off stuff I can't even begin to sell. Like, listen, I am not your dumpster. I'm sorry. I started out as a bookstore. I'm not planning on selling movies. But I ended up with a whole stack of VHS tapes. So what I did was I started watching them to make sure that none of them's, garbly or that there's nothing wrong with them. And I started putting them out of my store for like $1 a piece. And then I have DVDs that are like a couple dollars a piece. And I did sell a couple of them, but I put them in the community yard sale in totes, but I had to cut everybody off. I said, "Listen," I even had a guy drop off albums, vinyl records. I'm like, "I cannot take this stuff." I have a whole case that somebody left of 8-track tapes. I don't even have an 8-track tape player to listen to these. So I have a whole case of those. I have no clue what to do with them. And it just got to a point, like, as long as they were in the back garage, I was okay. But when I had to move everything forward, I'm like, I got so much stuff now, I can't get rid of it. So people were still calling me saying, "Are you taking books?" I'm like, "No, unless you have books that are highly illustrated and they're from the 1800s and early 1900s, I'm not taking anymore. I'll take ideals, anything to do with flowers, like anything us crafters are used. If they want to drop them off, fine, but I'm not taking no more reading books. I've got way too many." So one lady, I was having a live sale on here. It was a while ago. And it was crazy. I had no clue what I was going to put in this sale. I had no money to go picking. And I'm like, what the heck? I told my husband, I have a live sale coming up and I have nothing to put in it. This is when I started, like, the second Tuesdays of every month. And I'm like, I have all these books down here, but nobody's going to want them because they're reading books. I don't know what to do. So I get this message on my phone. This lady said, "I left a box of books outside your house. Well, at the same time, we had a bunch of telemarketers and stuff calling. I don't know if her number got bumped. I never did find out who this lady was. She made my sale. She literally dropped off books from the 1800s and 1900s, and I sold them at my sale, and she literally made my sale. Came out of nowhere. I have no clue who this person was to even call them and thank them. I tried to look up her number and nothing, and all the books sold. That was probably the best sale I ever had since I started the sales, because these books were amazing. Welcome back, Ange. And I kept one of them, but I don't know what I did with it. I think I took it upstairs because I was going to show you one of them. But I need to make digitals. I really want to do some digitals in my Etsy store of some of the things I have, just because I want to share them. And I got involved in an auction on the web, and that was the first time I ever bought a book from the 1800s period. I have the most beautifulest postcards you've ever seen in your life. That's nothing like you've ever seen in any of these sales. There was a artist, and his name was Knopf, Knopf or something. And I never realized what I had. Like, I was bidding on, they had, it was from an estate sale, and it was online on the web. They had one set that was Christmas, which I could die that I didn't get. They had one set that was birthdays, and they had another set that had horses. Well, I couldn't fight for all three sets. They had them as separate lots, and I just couldn't afford it. I mean, I told my husband if I'd have had the money, I'd have went after, but I just didn't, because I know my cutoff limit when I'm bidding. So I ended up winning the birthday set, and I didn't realize what I had. And it was like, I was looking at these cards, and I'm like, where are these men coming from? Here they were pictures of all of our favorite all of our favorite poets. He had done birthday cards written by Tennyson and all of our favorite, and their pictures are in it. I was like, what the heck? If you would see this album. So one time in one of my sales, I ran them off, like the fronts of the, because I can't do double-sided for postcards. So I ran the fronts off. One was Shakespeare, one was Tennyson, but it was their writing on the cards. Like, it was their poem on the cards, and this artist put them in these postcard form. And you should see how beautiful these cards are. I have a whole photo album of them upstairs, and I want to share them, but I don't want to sell the originals. I want to keep the originals, because the one thing I've known, whenever you do digitals, you want to prove the year they are. So all of these are copyright free. They're out of copyright, so I have every right to copy them. And I want to share them, but I don't want to sell the originals, because if you sell the original of something that you have a digital of, well, then you're no longer the owner. Like, if you go into a digital shop on Etsy, it'll say not to share, not to copy them, and things like that, because if the person owns the original, even though they're out of copyrights, you could probably do something about it if a person wanted to push it. You know, if they wanted to say, well, I own that book, how are these people sharing it? And that's why some of them say not to share it. I like keeping the originals of what I have just for that purpose, to not only prove the dates, but to prove that I literally own the originals. Now, I'm sure there's more copies out there that people probably can get a hold of, but it's just mainly to prevent people from taking your digitals and sharing them with everybody else. I'll tell you who I love that does digitals is Calico Designs. If you ever, you guys ever get a chance, look up Calico Designs on, if you have never heard of this lady. She's on Etsy. I'm telling you, she has got the beautifulest digitals I've ever seen in my life. She's got Christmas horses. Horses, people. You know how I love my horses. She literally has a digital set of horses. Let me see if I can show you one because I have them on my phone. I haven't used them yet. But hers are colorful. Where Lorna has a lot of the digitals, Lorna Taylor, she has the botanical type and like the old fashioned, you know what I mean? Like they're not as bright colorful as these ones are. So if you like, you know, just the regular, because I can't remember, I think I own some of Lorna's too, but I do love the digital community as much as having the real. Let me see if I can find one in Calico Designs because her horses just blew me out of the water when I, excuse me, when I seen them. And I know they're on here, but gosh, I need to empty my phone. I got like thousands of pictures on here. I like the real stuff. I like cutting stuff up and using it, but I love it all. I like digital. I like the real. I like everything. I'm not picky. I'm just picky about like, I love yellow roses. I love the blue monarch butterfly. I love horses free. I like them without the bridles and halters on them the most. Not saying I don't like them with, because I like horses all around, but I just seem to really be partial to the free ones. But I'm going to show you one of her digitals, and I can't. You know what? I'm just going to go to her Etsy store. Hold on. Love checking out Etsy. I would just sit and type in homemade junk journals and just scroll and scroll. Okay, Etsy, quit being a pain. I couldn't even find my own store here for a while. I don't know if they were updating or what the heck they were doing. She's under my favorite, so hold on. I can pull her up. Just give me a minute. I had to sign in and all that crap. Because that's what they do to me. You make me sign in. The horses should be hearted. I'm a looking. Here they are. Oh, okay. Give it a chance to kick in. Oh, I know. They're definitely not forgiving, Mousy. This is Calico Designs. Look at these horses. This shop, I just love it. So there's the horseshoe and there's all the beautiful horses. So you could see me drooling over here. I definitely need a bib on this one. When I first saw these, I was like, and I have contacted Stamperia and I asked them, I said, could you please make me wild horse pictures in a paper line? And they told me they would take it into consideration because they showed me the one line something about winter. I said, no, I don't want a person riding the horse. I want horses, just plain horses. So we'll see if they decide to do anything. But look at these. I could just go to town on this kind of stuff. I'll blow it up so you can see them. And then you have the horseshoe over here. Oop. These are gorgeous. And she's got a lot. If you go here, this is her shop name. I have no clue who this person is. So it's not like I'm sitting here saying, hey. I just know that I love their stuff. It's calico and then collage. I don't know why I was saying design. And she's from Mississippi. And you go down and here's the birds. She's got winter woodland kit. Look at this. Look at these jars. She got a whole jar collection. It's got a fox in one, a rabbit in another. Amazing store. That's all I have to say. Amazing store. And then here's the butterflies. This is the winter collection. Like I could just live in her site. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. She's had 60,000 930 sales. So I guess I'm not the only one that likes her. Let me get the link and see if it'll let me post in the live stream. Here, this is her Etsy store. Love that link, people. Go in there and get lost. You'll see what I mean. But yep. So this has been my latest favorite person. And look at this one. Oh my word, look at this. This is a Christmas one she had. Oh, tell me that's not fantastic. It's almost like brackets that were put together. Like, look how stinking cute that is. She's got a little Bambi. She's got Christmas snowmen. She's got foxes. There's a little car of a bunch of dogs, and they're all dressed up in Christmas suits. Like, her stuff is fantastic. I like the bright colors, but I also like the botanical type too. So it just depends on what I'm working on, but I really love her stuff. So that's her stuff. So that's my digital person tonight. I doubt my printables will look like hers. The ones that I have are all from like certain books that are outdated and stuff. But oh my goodness, you should see the collection of stuff I could have as digitals. It's crazy. But I want to be able to post mine for the year and then put some up. I don't want to turn into an entire digital shop. I just wouldn't mind having some digitals. And then whatever I feel like adding. Because I think once my bookstore is sold out of books, I would like to have my Etsy store built up. And that's what I would like my videos to be. Is I would like to do videos of things that I'm putting in my Etsy store instead of things I have in my bookstore, because it's going to replace my bookstore. But I just haven't had the time, because selling off the books, I don't have time to run both. It's rough. If I was in my 20s and I had the energy, I might get away with it. I just don't know how these people have sales like 2 times a week. I'm lucky to pull one off a month, and it just kicks my butt. I'm like really tired after a sale. I'm literally worn out. It usually takes me, I put 1 to 2 weeks to get orders ready, but it usually takes me about, the next day after the sale, I like to rest. Sometimes if I have the energy, I will start separating that everything. And then, you know, it just depends. This last one I did pretty quickly. But there was one, I was just so tired that it waited for like 3 days before I even started doing anything because I was just so worn out. Because those sales, everything in them were down here, and I had to constantly carry, like, I was going up and down steps a lot. And I think that's what wore me out the most, because I had to carry everything from down here upstairs because I was doing all my live sales upstairs. And I would literally line up my hallway upstairs in my main house. Literally, I had boxes lined up for my sales. And I don't like it sitting there the whole time. So then when the sale was over, I not only had to pack the orders, weigh everything, and do all that, because I don't use priority boxes. I literally will pack your stuff as small as possible so you don't pay for extra air. But I don't expect you to fill a certain size box. And that's what's hard about people that sell priority, because they want you to fill the box that they're sending to you. And I don't want to do that to people, because some people don't like to fill a box. Some people might not have the money to do it. So I have different sizes for all your mail, and I'll pack it as tight as I possibly can so you don't have to pay extra. And it makes it a lot of work. Like I was telling my husband the other night, for instance, locker nuts. That's another channel I love to follow. I'm actually a member of that channel. When they do their lots on locker nuts to auction them, they literally fit them in the boxes and tell you this fits in a medium, this fits in a large priority, and that's what you auction for, is you're paying for what fits in what box. Us as salespeople, we don't measure ahead of time. Yep. So I like to take, say you come to my sale, because I've done this too, Deb. I mean, I'm not going to be forced to buy something I don't want to. So say I come to your sale and you have a sale, okay? I'm building up my stash, you know, so my stash is looking pretty good. Say your whole sale, and this has happened to me before, I might only want 2 sets of napkins that you have, and that's it on the whole entire sale. And that does not even begin to fit a priority box. You know what I mean? I'm the type of person that if a person does that at my sale, see this size right here? This is what you're going to get. I have these little teeny tiny bags that they fit in perfectly. Postcards fit in these. I'm going to size to you as the consumer. I put a lot of work into my sales because of that reason. I have this size plus 3 more. Plus I have great big bubbles plus boxes of every size that I can find. And some of them have been used boxes that I saved that I have in my bookstore, whatever, but I'm going to pack it as small as possible and flatten it as small as possible, because when I post this on Etsy, I weigh it, and then I have my handy dandy little, I measure the length, I measure the width, I measure up and down, and I put all those measurements in my Etsy store. So when I'm done with the sale, that's what I'm doing. I have to sort them all out by the names, and then I have a scale sitting right beside me. And sometimes my scales is so tiny. And this is how I do it. I literally had a box here the other day that was so filled with books, it hung over the scales where I couldn't even read it because my scale is smaller. So what I had to do was unpack the box. I have to pack it first to make sure it's a tight fit. I had to unpack it, pile the books up, and put the box on top to be able to read the scales. Well, these particular scales only weigh up to 50, and then it goes ERR for error. I can't weigh past 50 on these scales. So the person that had ordered a media box full of books, Liz, I'm telling on you. She ordered a bunch of books off of me, and I literally kept getting an error after 50. And I'm like, what the heck? Because you can't ship media after 70 pounds. Hers was under, though. So I could still ship it media, but it was like, hers came to like 56 pounds or something. So it was 6 pounds over. So I had to do the math on the side. It was crazy. But I did get it. But I didn't know that they only went up to 50 pounds. So that was craziness. But her box is heavy. I told her, because she wanted to do nursing one for her daughter. And I said, listen, because she bought up some medical books I had. And I'm telling you, you do get deals, because those medical books were expensive. They were college books, and I sold them for $2 a piece. Because I try to keep things cheap. So she was like, one of them was my old book that I used for college and used. I think I paid $70 for that sucker, and she got it for $2. That's how cheap I am, because I just want to get rid of stuff. And so I had to do it, though. And sometimes I have to make exceptions, but I do pack it as tight as I can. You know, I make them, especially when I've got people ordering out of the country, because shipping's outrageous. And you know, when you're a new seller, you don't want to ship priority boxes out of the country, because I have proved that with a giveaway. I had a UK winner win an Ulta size box of makeup. So I tested it. I wanted to see, because everybody kept saying priority, priority, priority. I took a priority box filled with that makeup down to the post office, and I knew how much it cost, because somebody else from the UK had won makeup off of me before. And I even shocked the lady down at the post office, because I told her. She looked at me when she weighed it. She says, you're going to have to pay $78 to mail this. I am not paying $78 to mail this freaking small box. And I said, what can I do? She goes, go home and repack it in a brown box. And I knew that's what she was going to say, because that same size in a brown box is only $35. And I knew that. And I said, I know, because when I come back here, it's going to be about $35 to ship. It dropped from $78 to $35. That's why I don't like priority boxes. Now, testing it in the United States, it's hit or miss. Sometimes when you take it to the counter, there's so many ounces compared to when you do it online. It would actually be cheaper mailing it within the US in the priority box, and sometimes it isn't. Depends on what it is. But to me, I feel like, I know with the boxes that you pay for air. If you have like 2 inches of air above your order, you're paying for that air, because when you're doing it by a box, you're paying for the size of the box. That's why I bought the bubble bags, because the bubble bags, I could get it through cheaper than the other. But I've done a lot of taking stuff and testing, and they definitely charge more than Etsy. People were complaining that Etsy prices were too high, but every time I take it in, it's $1 more for the post office to do it than if I do it through Etsy. So I asked them, I said, I put this box in my Etsy, weighed it, put the prices in. I know what it's costing me to do this through Etsy. I said, so I want to see how much it's going to cost me to mail this to you, through you, $1 more. And I said, why is it $1 more shipping it through the post office? And they said, because they have a % off deal with Etsy. So like, I sent a package out to New Zealand today. I saved $6.39 not taking it to the post office. It tells you at the bottom of the Etsy how much you saved because they charge you more when a person waits on you at the post office. It's interesting, the stuff I've been learning. Then they have another shipping called pirate shipping. If you ask them at the post office about pirate shipping, they look at you like you're foreign because they've never heard of it. Pirate shipping is another way to ship that supposedly gives you even off another percentage. And I did Google pirate shipping with Etsy, and Etsy does use pirate shipping. But the bad thing is there's a glitch. If you use pirate shipping, to get a % off through your Etsy, that probably will even give you even a better deal. The only bad thing is if a person happens to cancel the order, it will not show up in Etsy as canceled, and it's still going to look like it's charging you. And when I was in the pirate store, I can't have those glitches. That drives me nuts. The pirate shipping said Etsy's working on that because it's an Etsy issue, but they haven't fixed it yet. And I did have an issue one time since I've been selling on Etsy only once. There was a guy through Facebook Marketplace that bought a whole set of military books off of me. He paid more for shipping than the actual product, but he wanted the books. And I go, but that's ridiculous. He says, yeah, but you're only selling those books for a couple dollars a piece. And here, and regularly, they run at like $13 a piece. I was only selling them for $2. Like I said, I didn't pay for them, so I was sending them for a cheap price. Well, when I went to hit the print for the shipping label, it didn't work. And I'm like, okay, what is going on? We're talking like an $80 shipping label. Okay. So I hit it again, and guess what Etsy did? They double charged me. Well, I didn't have $160 in my bank account, so it took me into the negative, which pissed me off because then I got hit with the $35 surcharge because I didn't see it till it was too late. So when that happened, Etsy sent out 2 separate numbers for tracking, and it was one order. So I had to print screen it. I had to send it to Etsy and say, listen, you double charged me, and I even got stuck with the $35 extra charge because of what you did. I want reimbursed because that was not my fault when your button was stuck. And it was also on their forum that it happened to other people. So they didn't do anything. I just got an automatic answer saying that somebody would get back to me and blah, 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 blah. And I'm waiting all this time, freaking out, sweating, because I didn't want it to hit my bank again. Because, if you keep getting that re-hit, you're going to get hit with that finance charge. So my husband ended up lending me money to cover that. He stuck extra money from our main account into that account so that I wouldn't keep bouncing. So it took a little bit, but they only give you so many days to fix a problem. Well, my days were running out. So I told my husband, I'm going to bombard them. I'm going to keep after them until they freaking reimburse me that $80. And I told him what happened. So I print screened it again. I said, no, you're going to pay me this or we're going to have an issue, because I always have a lawyer on retainer. I'm not an idiot, and I will sue. So they turned around, and I said, because I told him, I said, I do have a lawyer on retainer. It's over a property deal, but still, he covers a lot of stuff. And I said, and I will come after you because this was your end because your button stuck and did not give me the printing. So they did reimburse me, and then reimbursed me a little extra. They never did cost the entire $35, but I wasn't complaining because they paid for part of it. But then they changed, how you do shipping labels on there. They don't do it that way anymore. It literally, when you hit the shipping label now, it goes to like a PDF. It shows up, and then it'll like pop up again. So that way, when you hit your shipping, it's not going to stick anymore. But I was like ready to kill them people. I'm like, this is ridiculous. But that's the only error I ever had with them. since I've been on there. But you just got to keep after them people. And that's the only thing I don't like is you can't ever talk to a human. All you get is that automated stupid system. But other than that, Etsy's been good. I like it because it's easier. They, fit. You type in the information, but it does your shipping label for you. They do your taxes for you. I don't have to pay any extra for that. They offer TurboTax and all that, but at the end of the year, all I have to do is they send a thing where you go into the settings. Excuse me. It shows the taxes and everything all on one page. And all I have to do is print it and take it to I don't have to do any of it. They keep track of everything. They keep track of all my sales and stuff for the year. And then I just print that paper and take it in when I do my taxes and I'm done. The only issue I have right now is my bookstore. I sold one book in the store because the rest of my sales from my bookstore is in Etsy. And I'm going to have to ask her how they are how I can cover them because they're intertwined right now. Like last year, I filed for Etsy and I filed for my bookstore. This year, it's going to be different because with COVID, like everything I would have sold in my bookstore, I sold through Etsy. So I got to figure out how I'm going to work that out because I have a license on my wall for my bookstore. And I have to make sure that it stays open as my bookstore until I'm liquidated. Because I was going to close it. But then I thought I better not, because if I keep posting, if a person keeps posting repeatedly on like 5 days a week, they kind of like, I don't know, Facebook sometimes picks me up as spam and try to block me. But with the business, they don't. So I'm using the business to get rid of the books. And then once I get down, I'm going to change my Facebook page from Minda's Bookstore and More to Tammy's Crafty Shop, which is my Etsy. That's my plans later, but I got to get rid of the books first. And I'm still giving them a chance. I mean, I could get a truckload and just take them all out of here and be done with it. But I'm still trying to give the books I have a chance in case somebody on here wants a home, to give them a home. And if they don't, then it is what it is. Can't force people to buy stuff if they don't want it. You know what I mean? It isn't about that. I'm just trying to save what I have. And if I can't, well, then it is what it is. We have a recycling center not far from my home. But I donate, unless a book is falling apart and stuff, then I don't. But I would put it in recycling. I just want to make sure that the people I'm donating to feel the same. Because if they're not going to recycle, then I will. So that's why I asked Goodwill and Salvation Army and all these thrift stores. I said, do you recycle? Because if you don't, I'm going to take it to a place that does. Because I just don't want these books to end up in a landfill when I could take them to recycling myself. And so far, every place I've asked said that they do recycle. Because I would rather see the recycling money go into feeding people, through the Salvation Army or the Goodwill or a thrift store, than to not go anywhere. So that's my whole philosophy on that. So they say so, but I don't know. I hope they do. My whole thing is I'm trying to keep stuff out of the landfill as best I can, but I do not have a problem whatsoever recycling. Recycling is my biggest thing. Is just don't throw stuff away, recycle. So that's where I stand in my long-winded speech. Recycle, recycle, recycle. So I don't know. But that's my story. That's why I started my bookstore in the first place. Was to try to save books and stuff from the landfill. And if I couldn't, I'm only one person. If I can, I can't. But at least I tried. But anyways, I hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas that comes in. I hope you're all spoiled and that all your dreams come true. And I will be seeing my grandkids tomorrow. So you guys better get some sleep. And I got a couple more gifts to wrap that have to be picked up tomorrow because we got a little behind on some stuff that we didn't get to get. We forgot about one, which is terrible, but not a grandkid, somebody else in the family. But we are going to make up for it tomorrow. So other than that, it will be fun. And I'm hoping to get pictures of my grandkids so I can post them on my Facebook page and my Instagram and all that happy crap. But anyways, I'm going to go because I'm tired and I'm hungry and I want to go eat something and then kind of chill. So thanks everybody for coming in to visit and for being a great community, because I love all the people that come in and chat with me because I think you're all such fun. And it's fun spoiling you guys too when I can, when I have the money to do so and let you have something free in your order and stuff for a time or two. But whatever time zone you're in, I hope you're having a great one. And I will see you soon. Bye.